Hey everyone, welcome back to EV Frontier. Today, we're diving deep into the Fisker Ocean. This electric SUV has been making waves, but lately, those waves have been a little rough. We're talking about price cuts, production halts, software issues, and even rumors of bankruptcy. Yikes! So stay tuned as we unpack the latest nightmares facing the Fisker Ocean. Alright, let's jump right in and get to the facts on the table about the Fisker Ocean. When you buy a brand new car, you expect it to lose some value over time. That's just how it works. But the kind of depreciation the Fisker Ocean has seen is definitely not normal. Back in January, the car review website Edmunds bought a 2023 Fisker Ocean Extreme, one of the most expensive versions of the electric SUV, for $69,012. Now, just 2 months later, they took it to the CarMax for an appraisal, and guess how much it was worth? Just $21,000. That means the Fisker Ocean lost 69% of its value in about the same amount of time it takes for a season of Love is Blind to air on Netflix. Even for a brand new car, that's an absolutely absurd amount of depreciation. Typically, a new vehicle loses around 20% of its value in the first year and 15% per year after that. But the Fisker Ocean managed to pack about 5 years worth of depreciation into just 2 months. That's just crazy! And with that kind of crazy depreciation, it's really hard to justify spending even $25,000 on a new Ocean right now. Unless you're getting an insanely good deal, it's probably best to steer clear of the Fisker Ocean for the time being. Now, you may ask, why did the Fisker Ocean lose value so much? Well, it turns out the problem isn't really with the car itself, but it has more to do with what Fisker is going through as a company. First off, Fisker has slashed prices on the Ocean heavily. So today, if you wanted to buy an Ocean vehicle from Fisker, it would cost you $24,000 less. The other trim levels, except for the first edition, are also getting heavy discounts as well. And that just brings down the used value of everyone's car. We saw something similar happen with Tesla a few years ago when they dropped the prices of the Model Y and Model 3. Owners got upset because their vehicle really isn't worth as much once the new one comes down in price. The other problem is that some places are starting to refuse to take the Ocean as a trade-in. So it might be a case where even if you had an Ocean and you wanted to sell it, you might not even be able to. On top of that, Fisker has also stopped production of the Ocean for around 6 weeks. That's because they have too much inventory that they can't sell. They've also been delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, which indicates that the company is in dire financial straits. There hasn't been an official announcement of Fisker filing for bankruptcy, but that seems to be the likeliest outcome at this point. Now, we don't want to root for Fisker to fail. There are real stakes attached when companies go under. People lose jobs and livelihoods are affected. That's never something we would wish on any automaker or company. But recognizing that there are a lot of Ocean owners out there, you have to keep an eye on what's happening with the company if you're going to keep the vehicle. Now, given that our Fisker might not be receiving too many software updates in the future, we wanted to update you on where the vehicle is right now with the big 2.0 update that Fisker promised. The update has some good things and not so good things. The car's overall performance has gotten a nice boost, making your daily drive smoother and more enjoyable. Remember those frustrating key fob issues where you practically had to wrestle with the unlock button? Thankfully, those are a thing of the past. Now, a simple tap, or maybe two, unlocks the car like it should. Plus, there's a cool new feature that lets you see exactly how much extra energy your solar roof is generating. Now that's pretty neat, right? But we can't celebrate just yet. The update also feels like a missed opportunity in some ways. A lot of the features they promised back when they first released this sleek EV are still missing in action. Features that people were literally paying for, like the fancy adaptive cruise control and voice commands. It's a bit like getting a new phone with half the promised apps still stuck in coming soon state. And there's another curious case. The update took away the helpful data that tracked how efficiently you were driving. You're now limited to seeing just the distance you can travel on a single charge. It's a bit like taking away the gas mileage gauge on your car. Sure, you know how far you can drive on a full tank, but wouldn't it be nice to see how economically you're driving? Now, remember that amazing automatic vehicle hold feature that people were so excited about in the 2.0 update? Well, it works. Kind of. It replaces the hill hold that Fisker claims the Ocean always had, but never seemed to work. Basically, before the update, your Ocean would happily roll backwards on an incline, which is not ideal. Now, there's also a new system. You stop at a light, and a little H appears on the instrument cluster, indicating the magic is happening. The car holds its position until you press the gas. Fantastic! Except the Fisker gods, in their infinite wisdom, build it in as a failsafe. If you unweight the driver's seat, like reaching for something in the passenger seat, the car assumes you forgot it's in drive and shifts into park, applying the parking brake. Great idea in theory, prevents accidental rollaways, but the execution? Frustrating. This kind of overzealous safety feature is a theme with the Fisker. They have good ideas, but the user experience suffers. Menus are buried, climate controls are confusing. You can adjust fan speed, but not turn it on or off entirely? The update did fix some annoyances, though. Bluetooth seems more stable, connecting and staying connected better. However, startup times for the screen are still slow, and every time you get in, the dashboard lights up like a disco ball with warning lights. The navigation system also seems to think you're perpetually in Alaska. A bug, not a feature, I presume. On a positive note, the update itself was a breeze. Fisker initially warned of a 3-part installation, each taking 2 hours with the car unusable. In reality, the first part took 30 minutes, and the rest happened seamlessly in the background. So a win there. So the verdict on Fisker's update? It's a mixed bag. It tackles some key problems but leaves others lingering, and even throws in a head-scratching removal of a useful feature. For Fisker Ocean owners, it's a case of one step forward, half a step back. We'll be keeping a close eye on future updates to see if Fisker can deliver on all the promises they made. And alright, let's now address the elephant in the room. Fisker's in rough waters, and that leaves Ocean owners hanging. So, what do? We're holding on to our Ocean for now. Selling it wouldn't make much sense after the massive value drop. It's a tough situation, similar to what the Lucid Air went through. Remember that car? Launched with tons of software bugs and missing features, but Lucid kept at it, releasing over 60 updates. They ironed out those issues and made the Air a much more polished experience. We were hopeful Fisker would follow suit. The 2.0 update wasn't perfect, but it was a start. With more time, they could have potentially brought the Ocean up to par with any other EV in the market. But Fisker's future seems bleak, and that likely means no more software updates. Stuck with its current state, the Ocean isn't exactly a dream car. Now the big question, is the recent price slash enough to make it a good buy? Even if it was the perfect car, Fisker's uncertain future makes it a risky recommendation. With its flaws and the company's instability, we simply can't recommend the Ocean, no matter how tempting the lower price tag might be. And there you have it, the latest updates on the Fisker Ocean, and it's certainly been a roller coaster ride. But as always, we'll be keeping a close eye on Fisker and the Fisker Ocean as this story continues to unfold. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the latest electrical vehicle news and updates. And if you have any thoughts or experiences to share about the Fisker Ocean, we'd love to hear from you in the comments section below. Until next time, keep charged up and keep exploring the electric frontier.